show you how to reduce the size of a PDF file. It makes it much easier to like mail out, to upload, and I'm going to require a 3 megabyte being the top size for your PDFs from here on out. So if it's larger than that, I'm going to send it back. So here's how to do it. First of all, I have this file open called Assignment 1B Ideas in Supporting Elements Supporting Doc PDF. So there are some images in it. Some of them are large, but I've reduced them down so they look small, but they're actually taking up a lot of space. How do I know that? Well, I'm on a Mac, so I can look at the file. There's a couple things you can do to look at the file size. On a Mac, you would just select it. Oops, now I'm ready to change the name. And since selecting it, it shows you a preview. It says the file name, it says what type of file it is, and then the size. This is 31.2 megabyte. This is too big to email right now. And it's okay to share, but if we keep it under 3 megabyte, we could still have a really significantly, the files inside will be still large enough to print generally for the most part. Let me show you how to get it down to a lower size. You can see what I've done here. This is the same one. I usually put an LR behind it, behind the name, to say low resolution. It's not really super low resolution, but it just means, for me, in my own computer and the way I run my operating system, that this has been reduced in size. So let's see. So now I'm at 483 kilobytes. So, and just as a reminder, 1,000 kilobytes equals 1 megabyte. So I've knocked this file down about 60 times smaller. Okay, so let me show you how to do that. First, I've opened it up. This is it right here. And I'm in Acrobat Pro DC. This is, for me, this is the best way I've found to do it. There might be other ways. So I'm going to choose File, Save as Other, and choose Optimized PDF. So here's the first pop-up that comes. It says the PDF document needs to be saved before it can be optimized, and that's fine with me. So, and then here's the PDF optimizer window where I can choose, I have some options. So images is going to be my largest space, or my largest size eater. So what I could do, now you don't have to do this all the time, but you can audit your space usage. And here's what we get. There are little thumbnails that can appear by clicking on this button. Images take up only 1.23%. Usually images take up a lot of space. But as we roll down the list, even the document overhead takes up more, and the piece information takes up more. I have no idea what that is, but there's ways to reduce the size. Usually I see the image, I'm surprised at this, usually I see the images taking up the most room. So I'm going to OK that. And I'm going to first deal with images on the top here. So these are so under image settings, you'll see color images, grayscale images, and monochrome images. Color, you know what those are. Grayscale, I think you know what that is. It's just 100% black to 0 black, no other color information. And then monochrome images are just they're just one color, like black, like a TIFF. Certain TIFFs can be saved as monochrome images. Okay, so I'll do this first. So for this to print really pristinely, 300 ppi is a great file size for printing. Now we could move down to 275 and it will be a little bit less, still probably unnoticeable on a desktop printer. But if you go down below 300, like 250, and send it to a offset press printer, like if you do a bunch of business cards and send it to a printer, you'll want your images at least at 300 PPI, pixels per inch. So what this allows you to do is take all the images above a certain number. Oh, no, it's basically downsample everything to this for images above this. Okay, so I'm going to choose 300 and I'm going to say above 301. And we're just going to see how these settings work. Same for grayscale, 301. And then for monochrome, I'm going to leave that alone. We'll move it down to 400. Okay. Our fonts, here's all the fonts that are used in here, and these are embedded. They're taking up some room. I'm not going to go to transparency. That's not a thing I'm addressing. But on these last three items, discard objects, discard user data, and cleanup, we should have all checkboxes, which mine happens by default because I do it so much, but you'll have to click on each one and go in and make sure all these boxes are checked. Then you'll click OK. It'll ask you to, like, where do you want this saved? And I'm going to put it right back into the assignments area that where it came from. But instead of LR, I'm going to choose LR 300 because that's our setting we used. So we're going to save that and see what that comes out to be. And then we'll do this again just to kind of show you what a few different optimized PDF sizes would be. So 250, it'll still print pretty darn nice. And I'm going to do sizes above 251. Oops. And then I'm going to click OK. And we'll let that. And so this time I'm going to use above 250. We'll click Save. See how that works out. So here we are. Let's see what we get. Here's our 300 file. And so we've dropped down one more time from 300 megabyte and 300, which prints great, to 485 kilobyte. That's about 60 times smaller. And then if we go to the 250, strangely enough, it's the same size. So don't ask me, I have no idea. But what happens if your 300 settings are not good enough? You need to keep reducing them. You can go down to 250, 200, 150 until you get to the size you need. Okay, so then this one would be perfect to submit because it's definitely under 3 megabytes. All right, that's all I really wanted to show. Thanks, everyone. Please use this when you're reducing your size of your PDFs, and I want you to make sure that all your PDFs are under 3 megabyte or they may be rejected. Thanks.